I'm a side chick. Of course I knew that man was married before I started dealing with him.
If I was a side chick and I didn't know and I found out straight away, I would tell the girl.
Yeah. I'm a side chick. Of course I know you, but you don't know me. I'm a side chick. Of course I hold my breath like, oh, when my boyfriend is talking to you.
Well, I'm the side chick, remember? So.
Wait, but you're trying to graduate, though, right?
We thought you wanted to graduate to be the main chick.
I can't.
Huh?
Okay, tell me why I just found out that the guy I've been dating for a year has a whole fiance. Like an engagement ring, wedding planning, 10 years together fiance.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I saw a video about married men and being a side chick and all of those things. Girls, ladies, we need to do better. Like...
Yes, my friend, it's going to be a good one today. We're going to talk about side chicks. Now, growing up, this term never existed, this side chick. There was always just the mistress, the other woman, yeah? There were just these two things. And of course, we have to differentiate the difference between a side chick and just hitting it, meaning just somebody that's random that you just hit a few times. Maybe she's just a woman that you see on a regular, once, twice a month, etc. But it's not anything serious. Now, I've had a couple of my viewers, especially my African viewers, who wanted me to talk about polygamy. And of course, I live in the UAE. I'm staying in the Middle East, where you can marry up to 4 wives, right? So polygamy is a huge thing over here. Just that most people can't afford it these days. That's why it's sort of diminished now. Polygamy is only reserved for the extreme rich, all right? And of course, because the whole feminist push has sort of infiltrated this culture as well, you're seeing a lot of women who are no longer accepting polygamy. But we have to examine this thing closely. And that's what we're going to do today, my friends. So subscribe if you haven't. Please book a session. If you need any help from the older man, need any wise advice, I'm here for you, my friends. I am here to help you navigate some of the crap that goes on in life. If you need help with your social media or you need help with your YouTube channel, by all means, give me a call. Pick up my Content Creators Toolkit as well. That's another amazing tool to help you make some residual or passive income as we hit these harder times. Okay? Hard times are coming, my friend. Trust me on this, please. You need to look at trying to get multiple streams of income. I am dropping another amazing product coming up, hopefully by the end of this month, that is going to help you even more. So if you're interested in that, by all means, pop me an email on my website or at paul@askanolderman.com. Okay, so let's get into the first video and examine this issue that seems to be permeating the Western society. This woman's taking the pee out of being a side chick.
I'm a side chick. Of course I knew that man was married before I started dealing with him. I'm a side chick. Of course he gives me a weekly and monthly allowance and pays all my bills. He does that for you, right? I'm a side chick. Of course I sent him back home to be unhappily happy so he could come back to me and be. I'm a side chick. Of course he can't cheat on me because his commitment is with you. I'm a side chick. Of course I know that if he dies, you are going to get his pension and all of his money. That's why I had him sign up on the life insurance policy that he pays with my name on it. I'm a side chick. Of course, I'm the authorized user on a credit card that you have no idea about. I'm a side chick. Of course I don't work because our husband pays all the bills. I'm a side chick. Of course we have lunch together about 4 times a week. I'm a side chick. Of course I don't sleep with him for all of these things. You do. Don't shoot the messenger.
So she's a side chick taking a job at the wife. And of course, she has to justify why she's a side chick. Now, here's the thing, my friends. Like I said earlier, we have to differentiate the difference between a mistress, aka a side chick, and something that you just, hitting, rolling off, and moving on. We have to understand why this originated in the first place, right? A mistress primarily originated simply because people in the past never got married for love. It was never about passion. This is a new invention. This is something that has been invented by Disney. People got married for convenience, bringing wealth together. making sure that your daughter was taken care of financially, and she had a husband who was hardworking, good genes, had some measure of property, and he came from a good, solid, reputable family. Passion and love and all of those things, they were secondary. These were things that were brought on by romance. So, back in the day, a lot of men actually had to go to whorehouses and prostitutes and free women, loose women of the streets to get his rocks off. Because his wife wasn't obligated, so to speak, to sleep with him. There is no significant difference in today's environment, but it's happening for different reasons, because we are now in a society where women are much more sexually liberal. And because of this sexual liberation, a lot of women tend to have beaten themselves out in their young days, their whole phase, literally burning through their oxytocin receptors. Very difficult to bond with a man these days. But they know they got to get married. But after 3, 4, 5 years, she's sick of fucking the same guy. She cuts the man down to literally no sex at all. Because literally, most men are in sexless marriages. The woman don't want to sleep with him, especially after the first or second child. That's just it. So guess what? Men end up having to go out and satisfy his sexual urges. A lot of women these days, they want to be the boss in the relationship. They emasculate their men. Try to understand this, ladies. If you emasculate your man, you're no longer giving him sex, right? You're a masculine presence in the house. You're combative, and he has to come home to that every day. Whoo! No. The man will adapt. He has to survive. You have to understand this, ladies. So if you mess up, because ladies, you guys don't understand. Men don't get married to set out to actually cheat on you once he's married. You offer that man nothing except kids. That's it. Because if he's protecting and providing your ass, what else is he getting if he's not getting sex? And all he gets is frustration when he gets home. Nothing. So you cut off the sex and you're frustrating to him. What is a man supposed to do now? He's going to go out and find a mistress. That's what you guys don't understand. Do your job at home. The man don't have to go anywhere.
I see a video and the girl is saying that a husband will never love his side chick more than he loved his wife. Boo-boo. If he loved his wife, he wouldn't have a side chick. A lot of women are so delusional. They really are. Because a lot of times, that main woman that he with, that wife, she's the side chick. See, what happens is, they're in the street, everybody's getting the best of them, all the smiles and the love and the hugs. And when they come home to that wife or that main chick, she gets all the stress, the aggravation, and everything else that he comes with when he take that mask off when he come home. So don't ever think because you are his wife or his main woman that he loves you more than that other woman that he's dealing with.
You see, no accountability, no responsibility or accountability. Men feed women. Women keep telling themselves and other women that they are the ones that are bringing everything to their marriage and to their man. No, ladies, the only thing you bring is an egg. A dead egg that a man's sperm has to penetrate in order to give it life. If you bring chaos to that man will go and find peace somewhere else. Please try to understand that. There is no way a man will get on his freaking knees and offer to take care of a woman and then go out and try to find the things that he went to that woman for in another woman. How the hell does that make sense? I'm going to get a woman. I'm going to ask a woman to marry me to make sure that she love and nurture me and make sure she's agreeable, fit, feminine, and friendly and cooperative, right? I'm going to marry that. And then I'm the one that do the switch up because I now have to go out and find another woman that gives me those things. How the hell does that make sense? I'm going to go and pay because either way the man is paying. Money, energy, attention, or time. He has to put into another woman while in the meantime trying to hide it from the main wife, from his wife. You think men want to do that? We want to do that by choice? For what? Why do you think we would want to do that? You women are so freaking delusional and self-centered to think that a man wants to go out and find a side chick because he has the perfect wife at home. Oh, he switch up. When he get married, he wants to immediately go find another woman. When he's opening himself up to a divorce and the woman taking more than 50% of his shit and taking his kids. Yeah, men want to go and find a side chick. You're all us. It blows my mind. Be good wives, and men don't have to need side chicks. This is what you all don't realize or even think about with this crap about the man do the switch up. Men don't do switch up. Men adapt to the situation that they're put under. This gentleman said it well. Let me play this gentleman's video. I think this is powerful.
You cannot fight with the man. Ladies, you cannot fight with the man's ego. Ladies, you cannot fight with the man's ego unless you're willing to sacrifice your relationship or your man. Because a man, when it comes to his ego, will be willing to lose everything. It doesn't matter what it is. Finances, house, car, status, even access to his own children. He will walk away from it all. But he will not let you win a battle of ego. That's not pride. That's programming. You see, men are wired to protect their sense of identity, their respect, their role, their manhood. It's not a game for them. And when a woman tries to challenge that, tries to match his energy, compete with him emotionally, dominate the relationship, what she's really doing is trying to be the man. And let me say this as clearly as possible. There can only be one man in a relationship. The other one will either walk out or slowly fade into silence, emasculated, bitter, and broken. We have created a generation of women who have been told never settle, be the boss, never let a man have the last word. But here's what no one tells you. The moment you try to fight your man the way you'd fight another woman, you have already lost. Because a man does not argue to win. He argues to defend who he is. You push him far enough and he won't cry, beg or plead. He will switch off. And once a man emotionally shut down, you are no longer in a relationship. You are living with the ghost. Some women say he changed. No, he didn't change. He adjusted. He adapted to survive.
And that is powerful. The only word that I do not agree with is ego. It has nothing to do with ego. And it depends on how we define the word ego. But a man's essence, who he is a man first. And once a woman challenges his manhood, is what the word he should have used. Once you challenge my manhood, or once you challenge any man's manhood who is a man, he will defend that shit. And if you switch up after the marriage, and if you decide that you want to dominate him, which is your MO, to switch up and become the man in the relationship, because you need to control your man, then you're going to get a man who's going to adapt and find a side chick in order to survive. Because the divorce laws, my friend, do not favor men. A man will risk all of that in order for him to survive. And he will keep your ass there, and he will become the ghost. You don't want to give him punani? Hey, okay, fine. You know how many men call me on a weekly basis? The biggest complaint is that she has shut off sex. The number one tool women use to control their man. Let me control the sex. He can't go anywhere. We're married. Yes, he can. He can get a side chick. That, my friends, is what I have to tell women. And I can tell you, ladies, men are calling me in pain. They don't want a freaking side chick. They don't want to go and freaking get anything else. They love their wives. They want to stay in their relationships. They don't want to leave. Most men do not want to leave the relationship. But here's the painful part. They would leave you if they could without being financially railroaded. But most men stay because they don't want to leave or abandon their kids. It's not you that he's there for most of the time. It's the kids. Because you switched up. Women love to play the victim when they're the ones that are villain.
And that's why I don't understand why side chick culture is so big with us today, because once you're known as the side chick, no one's going to respect you as really anything more than that. Back then, a side chick was a mistress. At least you were getting taken care of. At least, you know, he put you up in a nice apartment, something. These girls be side chicks for free.
They just want your attention at the end of the day.
Attention don't pay bills.
But the bottom line is men have had mistresses in the past. He took care of his mistress because most men saw these women as a valuable part of his life. Listen, I've been through it with my father. I saw my father do it. I saw many men in the Caribbean do it. Okay? It was just part of the culture. It's just something that we all knew happened. It was just hush hush. I had a friend from Ireland, and his dad was a doctor, one of the top surgeons in Ireland. And his wife of over 40 years discovered that he's had a side chick, also known as a mistress, for over 35 years. Okay? Just as long as he's been married, this woman was in his life for 35 years. And when the wife found out about it, she was upset and she decided she's going to leave him. Now, here's the issue. She didn't know all this time, but he gave her an amazing life with 4 beautiful kids. She had an amazing life. So you need to ask yourself, did she lose anything? And the answer is no. She now upset because she's now discovered that this was going on. You know, at that point, she was probably in her late 50s, right? She left him for about a year and then realized life ain't that good out there in your 50s. So she came back with him because the man treated her well. I don't know if he gave up the mistress or not. I lost contact with them after that. But the point I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that men usually treat their mistresses very well. And the more affluent the man is, the better the woman gets treated. The side chick gets treated. Gosh, I hate this word, side chick. Just cheapens the whole thing.
And it is not an insult when people call you a side chick. As long as you're getting what you want out of that relationship, who cares? Sprinkle, sprinkle.
That's actually the first time that I agree with her. There's nothing wrong with being a side chick. Yeah, a lot of you going to come at me with that. But the reality of it is there will never be more men than women that women want. That's why men have multiple baby mamas. That's why in this region, one man can marry 4 women. Because more women exist in most countries because of wars, dangerous jobs. More men die off than women do. It's just that society has a way of demonizing or villainizing people who think outside and operate outside the norms of society.
If you're going to be a side chick, be a side chick. Your job is to relax and spend the money. Rushing to cook and clean for him to come. Why? You're not the wife. That's not your job. You're the side chick. Spend the money. Okay? Spend it.
Short-sighted stupidity. If the man is giving you money and taking care of you, get yourself a bloody job, okay? There is no way that you should be a side chick and think that you're going to just sit around the house doing shit all. If you are in a home, or if you're in an apartment or villa, whatever the hell you're in, and he's paying part of the rent or helping you out financially, do exactly what you would do if you were a normal person. Invest some of that money, get a job. Don't focus all your attention and time on that man completely. He's just another individual in your life. Because I've known guys who've had side chick who were nasty as hell. He said, I've had a friend who said, boss, I love the sex, but when I go to that woman place, man, it's just nasty. It stinks. She got cats. It drives me insane. I don't know how long I can hold this up. So most of the time I got to go and spend extra money to go and get a hotel because she just disgusting. Say the punani is good, but Jesus, man, I don't know how long I can last. I can't go to the house. So ladies, you still cook, you still clean, you still do your thing. If you're going to cook for yourself, make sure you have a separate plate for your man. I'm telling you how to do this thing properly, man. What make you think that because he's paying you extra money that you should just go and spend it on what? Stupid shit? Bags from China? Yeah. Conduct yourself like any other ordinary person. This is a man that's in your life. If you want to take on that role, and you know that that's the role that you're in, conduct yourself like any other normal person, respectable person. Respect his privacy. Take care of your parents. Take care of your home. Simple. Not every woman wants a committed relationship. Not every woman wants a relationship where she's tied down permanently to a man every single day. There are obligations to being a mistress. Let me know if I'm wrong.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I saw a video about married men and being a side chick and all of those things. Girls, ladies, we need to do better. Like, the girl was talking about how the guy's giving her designer bags, flying her out. Secretly, he'll be telling her to shush when the wife calls. Like, babe, that's not cute. That's not cute. You as a woman should respect yourself more than anything, to think the only thing you're good enough is to end up with someone that has walked down the aisle, the altar, that has matched themselves, that actually signed their life to somebody else. You think you can't get no one out there that's single? Like, whoa, girls, we need to do better. Like, and also, like, you know, karma's real. We all want to get married. Like, do you want the same thing to happen to you? No, sis. So let's do better.
Sweetheart, not all of you are going to get married, especially not in this environment. And because of women's standards, there are only a certain amount of high net worth or high value men that could go around for all of you. So there will be more and more side chicks. That's why this subject is now blowing up. The side chick culture is here to stay. It's just the reality of life.
I'm not sure whether you guys are delusional or what. There is no such thing as a side chick that has 2 kids with your husband. There is no such thing as a side chick that has been dating your man for 2 years. There is no such thing as a side chick for 10 years with 2 kids, or for 12 years with 2 kids. Side chick for 5 years. You guys are delusional. That is a whole wife and kids. That is a whole family. You are in a polygamous marriage, you are in a polygamous relationship, and you have to see the situation for what it really is so that you can be able to act accordingly. For as long as you are in denial, calling them names, that other family, you are not helping the situation. You can only be able to deal with the situation accordingly if you start using your head. It's not a side chick, it's a family of your husband, and your husband loves that family. He is not forced to be there, he is not dragged to be there, he is not bewitched to be there. He wants to be there. He loves that family. He loves being there. He loves taking care of them. You are in a polygamous marriage. Finish and clear. There is no any other word that we need to use for this situation.
This woman just straight up said it. You are in a polygamous relationship. That's it. There is no way a man can have a woman on the side for 5 years. That's a relationship. That's not a side thing. That's full on. You are in a polygamous relationship, and most women are, and they don't even know it. But here's the thing, gentlemen. A lot of women are sharing themselves with other men while being married as well. A lot of women have lovers. They call them lovers. But I know a woman here in Dubai right now. For the past 15 years, she's had the same lover. 15 years. She's been married 22 years. And 15 years out of that, same guy. They see each other twice a week. And here's a beautiful part about it. That other man is also married. Both of their spouses have no clue. And they both have beautiful marriages. Beautiful marriages. Go figure. So all I'm saying, my friends, is marriage comes in different flavors and colors, relationships as well. Because here's how some women look at it right here.
About to get some D.
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Hey, baby, what's up?
Man, I'm so happy. I broke up with her.
Yay! Dang! Congratulations!
So I could be with you.
You? Oh, okay, that's a new girl name? That sounds exotic. She must be a Kardashian.
I'm talking about being with you.
Oh, me? Oh, no. Oh, no, shorty, I can't do that. Yeah, I'm just a side chick. That's it. That's where it begins and that's where it ends. That's it. Side chick. I'm cool with that title.
So what you saying?
I'm saying that I can't be available to you emotionally, spiritually, or physically all of the time. That's a lot of commitment. And I don't like to commit. I just like to side commit. You get it? Side chick, side commit.
So you saying I broke up with her for nothing?
I think you need to get back with your girl. You know, usually on a breakup, you got 24 hours, 48 hours, you know.
So what should I do?
You got your phone in your hand. Go ahead and call her and apologize. Get back over there. And then call me back in about 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days?
Yeah. Yeah, like every 2 or 3 days.
So that's how it's gonna be?
Alright.
Alright, side chick.
Bye. Why do you do this every single time? Stop being so good! Damn. Always messing up a good thing.
Hello, babe. Can I come back?
Oh, that's funny, man. I love her. I love her work, Daphne. But it's true. Some women do not want permanent or stable relationships. They love living on the edge. They don't want full commitment. That's just the reality of life. Some women are designed to do what she's doing. Some women are designed to be side chicks.
Okay, so some of you are the side chick because you like to be the side chick, okay? This might be super, super triggering, and know that I have so much love for you, and there's no shame, there's no judgment here. We're just digging up shadow, okay? Some of you like being the side chick, and I also equally was. Like, my ex-husband was married and left his wife for me, okay? So I get it, I know, okay? There can be a part of you that feels safer in this situation. Why? Because a lot of us have so much trauma, and we're so used to seeing men cheat on their women and all those things, that if you're the other woman, then you're not the one being cheated on, okay? So this is trauma. So it feels better, it feels safer, okay? There's that. On another level, you're really special, right? Because he would rather be with you than with her. So again, this stems from really deep trauma, okay? It's trauma, it's shadow.
Do you know that many married men have side chicks to avoid divorcing their wives? Some married women may disagree, but the side chick is the one that holds your marriages. A lot of marriages are still standing because of side chicks. They are powerful. They hold the marriage together because everything the wife cannot do, the side chick does. They serve your husband, changing his brakes, oil, and performing tune-ups. In other words, if the wife doesn't want to give him sex and other services, the side chick is there to provide it.
I told you so. When is it that you see that a man don't want to give his wife sex? Which man signs up to a marriage to not give his wife sex, to not have sex with his wife? And I'm talking about a healthy-ass man. Because the first thing that you women are going to jump on, man, well, some men have ED. You know what causes ED more than anything else? The wife, when she emasculates him. That is what happens to men. More often than not, it is when the man is emasculated and he mentally switches off sexually. That is what happens. This, my friends, is what I'm talking about. Men have to go into survival mode. Because if a man isn't having sex, the next thing that's going to happen, the worst, one of the biggest problems as we get older, when we're not ejaculating, is prostate cancer. Yeah, but none of you want to hear about that. Who cares? So who cares? Every hour on the hour, one man around the world develops prostate cancer. Every hour on the hour. Don't believe me? Just Google it. How often do men around the world, how many men develop prostate cancer? That's because men ain't having sex.
Everything the wife cannot do, the side chick is doing for him. That married man that you are dating is dating you so that he can keep his marriage. Do you think that he will leave his wife? No. He will not leave his wife because you give him everything he lacks in his marriage. You are his distraction. That's the reason he would much rather keep you on the sideline so that you can satisfy his needs. Stop getting carried away because you are dating a married man. If you want a married man to marry you, stop sleeping with him. Deprive him. Yes, deprive him, because the relationship that he is having with you are what strengthens his marriage.
She got a point. It's true. She's bloody right. Now, she's right in one respect. If you're marriage material, in other words, it went beyond just sex. If you are still cooking, cleaning, and taking care of him in other ways, instead of just, riding him, he will see you as wife material. But if you are only just jumping on it, taking his money and going spending it frivolously and just being one of those wild bees, then no, he wouldn't marry you. If you cut off the sex, he'll just leave you and find another one. That's the difference between a good mistress and a side chick.
A lot of married men are very selfish and transactional. It's a transaction for him because he wants something from you. When they want to chase you, they will spoil you with gifts.
It's amazing how she say, oh, they want something from you. Why do you think the side chick is there? Because she's not getting anything from the man? Is that what you think? It's transactional on both sides. If you're giving him something and there's an equal exchange where both parties are happy with what they're getting, the transaction will continue. Simple. That doesn't make the man selfish. That means there's something lacking in his home and he's seeking it elsewhere.
A lot of married men get angry when their wives go to fight the side chick because the side chick are important. They relieve the wives of stress. If there were no side chicks, the divorce rate would be higher. If the side chicks decide to close their legs, marriages would scatter and your husband will divorce you. So, side chicks are important.
Marriages wouldn't scatter because we still have to deal with the freaking unfair laws. Whorehouses would increase in value for sure. OnlyFans would increase a lot more. Wouldn't be dying out. But that's not how the universe works, my friends. There will always be supply and demand for every single thing in this world. As long as there's this void in this world where women are going to get an easier life for no commitment, there will always be side chicks. As long as there are men who are not getting satisfied at home, there will be side chicks. That's it. So my friends, let me know what you think. Please subscribe. Book a session, my friends. Book a session. Of course, join the membership system as well. Let's have a discussion. So my friends, hey, I love this discussion. So until tomorrow, remember my friends, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.